Hi, it's Condeluci again with UCP class in Pittsburgh with another one of our training videos. Glad that you were able to join us today. Today we really want to talk a little bit about social isolation. I know you probably have heard the term social capital and are aware of the whole power and potency of relationships. It's a theme that UCP class really subscribes deeply to. But today we really want to talk about the phenomena of social isolation, the actual opposite of social capital. Social isolation is when somebody is limited or lessened in the opportunity to connect or experience other people. Now, social isolation is a very, very powerful phenomenon, and in fact, in many societies, and I might argue most societies, social isolation is actually a type of punishment. We know in the United States, if someone does something wrong, they go to prison. If a child does something wrong at home, their parents might send them to their room. This form of social isolation is very deep and primal because when people get disconnected from their networks, it's painful. People in isolation are at greater risk. And so today, we really want to talk a little bit about the notion of social isolation and to examine what about disability and the community causes this to happen. We do know, and for any of you that are watching this video that are involved or associated with organizations that serve people with disabilities, you know that many people with disabilities find themselves in isolated situations. Whether the person has a congenital disability, that is, a congenital disability is a disability that one is born with, congenital, or whether they have an acquired disability, what happens later in life. People who have disabilities, either congenital or acquired, find themselves in situations of isolation. I know this in a very personal way. My cousin Carol was born with Down syndrome. She had essentially a congenital disability. She grew up with her disability. Another example in my life is my father, who acquired Parkinson's. Now, for both my cousin Carol and for my dad, when their disabilities imposed themselves on them, for my cousin Carol right when she was born, for my dad later in life, they found themselves in situations where friends and potential acquaintanceships diminished. So we know that disability makes somebody more at risk of social isolation. What we also know is when people with disabilities feel awkward, sometimes have difficulty getting into the community, or feel awkward when they go to the community because some people might be looking at them down their nose or backing away or doing things that happen in developing or enhancing the isolation reality. Now, the antidote to all of this, however, is social capital. What mitigates social isolation is when people have an opportunity to be with other people in the community. And so the work that we're doing here at UCP class is really designed to create opportunities for people that we serve and their families to literally connect with people and to limit their social isolation. So hopefully you'll think about this in your own work, and you'll think about the notion that social isolation is a type of punishment. When people are isolated, they get sick more often, they become depressed more easily, and in fact, die sooner. We know that people in isolation will be more at risk of dying. And so our job is to create a community where everybody belongs, where social isolation doesn't exist. So thanks so much for listening to this video. You get a chance, check out our website. Take a look at some of the things we've been writing and doing here in Pittsburgh to try to build a community where each belongs so that we can attack social isolation. Thanks so much. Have a good day.